I don't know about you guys, but I've had a lot of anxiety and stress, and work is driving me nuts. Um, so yeah, hopefully this helps. I hope everybody's joining in. I love it. All right, so we are going to start sitting on our cushions or our pillows, or you don't have to at all. It doesn't matter. So we'll just find a nice, comfortable seated position, laying your hands on your thighs. And we'll close down the eyes here for a little bit. Well, let's start taking some nice, big, deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose, sealing off the lips, and breathing out through the nose. 2 more nice, big, deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. 1 more like that. Inhaling and exhaling. These next couple of breaths, we're going to hold at the top and hold at the bottom. So take a nice big deep breath in for a count of 4. So breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding at the top for 1, 2, 3, 4, and letting it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding at the bottom for 2, 3, 4, and 1 more just like that. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1, holding 4, 3, 2, 1, letting out 4, 3, 2, 1, and holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and fluttering the eyes open. We're going to stretch out our necks a little bit because we're probably sitting at our desks a lot more than usual. So we're going to jut our chins out, and we're going to bring it back like we've got double chins. And we're going to do 1 more like that. In and double chin. And finding a neutral here, we're going to inhale, reaching up. And we're going to exhale, twisting towards the right. And inhaling back to center. And exhaling, twisting towards the left. And inhaling back to center. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do here. So we're going to place that right hand down. We're going to reach over with that left arm. Then we're going to bring that left hand down. We're going to kind of press it into the ground. So we're stretching out the left side of the neck. And we're going to look down. And we're going to switch it out. So playing that left hand down, reaching over with that right arm. Great job. And we're going to bring that right hand down, pressing it against the mat, stretching out that right side of the neck, and maybe looking down at the ground. And coming back to center. We're going to do a little bit of kind of the cat-cow action here, sitting down. So we're going to place the hands on the shoulders, on the knees. We're going to open up the chest. And on an exhale, we're going to round the chest, curling the tailbone under. 1 more nice big deep breath in. And exhaling, curling over. And we're going to find a neutral spine here. We're going to scoot our butts back because we're going to do a soft vinyasa here. So we're going to keep the knees out wide. We're going to walk the hands forward. We're going to let the hips dip down. Yay. And we're going to shift back to child's pose. So I'm crossing the ankles, sitting back on the heels. We're going to walk the hands over to the right so we can stretch out the left side of the body. And stretching over to the left. Stretching out the right side of the body. And coming back to the center. We're going to go to a tabletop position. We're going to go into puppy pose, which is something I don't get to do a lot in class because it's not very attractive. So we're going to walk the hands forward. We're going to keep the hips above the knees, and we're going to stick the butt up in the air. We're going to drop the chest down as much as you feel is comfortable. Maybe the forehead goes down, maybe it doesn't. Just trying to stretch out the chest and the shoulders, all that good stuff. Trying to find your breath here again. One more breath here. And we're gonna come back up to that tabletop. Gosh, everybody saying hello at the beginning really threw me off. All right, we're gonna inhale that right arm up. On an exhale, we're going to thread that right arm underneath the left. We're going to reach that left arm forward, and we're going to lay the right side of our face on the mat or your forehead, whatever feels better. Two more breaths here. Last one. And we're going to come back up to that tabletop, and we're going to switch it out. Inhaling that left arm up. And bring that left arm underneath the right, reaching that right arm forward, maybe placing the left side of your face on the mat or your forehead, whatever feels good for you. Two more breaths here. Last breath here. And coming back up to that tabletop, we're going to curl the toes under. We're going to lift the hips up to downward facing dog. So pedaling out the feet if this feels good. You can shake the head yes and no. And we're going to walk the hands back towards the feet. So a couple options here. You can grab opposite elbows in this position and just sway side to side. Or you can grab that cushion that you have handy, place your feet up on the cushion, and do the same thing. It's just a little bit more of a calf stretch. Like if you've been running a little bit more than usual because of all the stress, this might be a nice stretch on your calves. So we're just going to be here for just a second. Just kind of swaying side to side. Two more breaths here. Last one. And removing that cushion, placing it to the side if you've got it. We're going to walk the hands back forward to downward facing dog. We're going to hold it here for 2 breaths. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, let it out. One more nice big deep breath in. And exhaling, let it out. We're going to inhale to the tips of the toes. We're going to exhaling and stepping forward. Inhaling, finding a flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, reaching all the way up. We're going to bring that right hand down and we're going to reach over with the left arm. And we're going to switch it out. Left arm goes to the side, right arm reaches over. And inhaling back up. Exhaling, we're going to clasp the hands behind or elbows, whatever feels good here. We're going to inhale, we're going to open up the chest. Nice dance moves, Owen. And exhaling, we're going to fold over. Letting go of the hands, placing the hands down, bending that left knee, planting the left hand, reaching up with that right arm. And switching it out. Right arm, right hand plants, right knee bends, reaching up with that left arm. And planting that left hand back down. We're going to step back with the right foot. We're going to go down with that right knee. We're going to reach up, modified crescent. Staying here, or if you need a quad stretch here, placing that left elbow on the left thigh, bringing that right foot up, grabbing that right foot. Feeling a nice stretch in your quad and your hip flexors. And letting that go. We're gonna straighten out that left leg, flexing the left foot. Shifting back, hip is still gonna be over the knee. And we're gonna keep that right hand planted. We're gonna keep the hips level. We're gonna reach up with that left arm. Bringing that left hand back down, bending back into that left knee and stepping that right foot up to meet the left. Having another ragdoll here, so grabbing opposite elbows, swaying side to side. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can always take the index finger and the middle finger, hook them around the big toes and folding forward that way, whatever you need. One more breath here. We're going to go to the other side. Placing the hands down, we're going to step back with that left foot this time, dropping that left knee down and reaching up, modified crescent. Staying here if you want that quad stretch again, placing that right elbow on the right thigh, bending that left foot up, grabbing the left foot and pulling it towards the butt. One more breath here. And go ahead and letting go of that foot if you have it. Straightening out that right leg, flexing the right foot, folding down. You're doing great. And we're going to keep that left hand planted, reaching up with that right. So you should feel this, a good stretch in the lower back, outside of that right hip. And bringing that right hand back down, bending back into that right knee, stepping that left foot up to meet the right. We're going to inhale, finding a flat back, reaching the crown of the head forward. Exhaling, forward fold. We're going to inhale, reaching all the way up, looking at the thumbs. And exhaling all the way down, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway to flat back. Exhaling, planting the hands, stepping back into plank or high push-up. And we're going to go all the way down to our stomachs. Hands are underneath the shoulders. We're going to do 3 cobras here. So inhaling, rolling those shoulders back, lifting up the chest. On an exhale, rolling back down. We're going to do 2 more like that. Inhaling, rolling the shoulders back, lifting up. And exhaling, rolling back down. Last one, inhaling, rolling up. And exhaling, rolling down. We're going to place the forearms on the mat. We're going to open up the chest in between the arms. We're going to take that right knee out about a 90-degree angle here. Whoop. We're going to straighten out that right arm, putting that left arm underneath the right. And we're going to paint the sky with the right arm. So we're in a nice twist. If you want to stretch out that left quad as well, you can bend that left knee up and grabbing that left foot with the right hand. Wonder if you can hear my music playing now. And letting that go. We're going to come back to the forearms, bringing that right leg back, and we're going to switch it up. Left knee goes out about 90 degrees. Straighten out that left arm, place that right arm underneath the left, and painting the sky with the left arm. If you want to do that quad stretch again, bending that right foot up, grabbing that right foot with the left. One more breath here. And slowly letting that go, coming back up to the forearms. Bringing that left knee back. And we're going to slowly press back into child's pose. So sitting back on the heels, letting the forehead rest towards the mat. We're gonna hang out here for just a second. One more breath here. And we're gonna sit back up on the knees. We're gonna plant the hands down. We're gonna let that right shoulder dip down. And we're gonna switch it out. One more each side. And the left. And sitting back up, we're gonna do some rolling camels here. Okay, so sitting back on the heels, taking that right hand behind the right foot, we're gonna lift up with the hips and reach back with that left arm. Great job. And we're gonna switch it out. So setting the hips back down, bring that left hand behind the left foot, reaching up with the hips, reaching back with that right arm. And coming back up. We're going to sit up on the knees. You can curl the toes under. Sometimes this is a little bit easier. You can take the hands kind of in our fake back pockets here. And we're just going to open up the chest and kind of press the hips forward. You can let the neck relax back. If that feels better, you can look forward. One more breath here. And we're gonna slowly letting that go, sitting back down on the heels. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do here. We're gonna inhale that right arm up. We're gonna bend the right elbow. We're gonna take that left hand on top of the right elbow and we're gonna guide it down. We're gonna stay here if this feels good, or if you wanna take that left arm around, taking it back behind, and maybe clasping hands or just grabbing onto your shirt. One more breath here. And we're gonna switch it up. So letting that go, bring that left arm up, bending the elbow, guiding that hand down, staying here in that tricep stretch. Or if you want to, taking that right hand around and bringing it back. One more breath here. And going ahead and letting that go. We're gonna plant the hands down. We're gonna curl the toes under, lifting up the hips, downward facing dog. Let's inhale that right leg up, and we're gonna bend and open up the hip. So taking a couple circles clockwise, counterclockwise, just kind of loosening up that hip a little bit. Great job. On an inhale, we're gonna straighten out that right leg, going up. And we're gonna place that right foot to the outside of that right hand. Great job. So both hands are gonna be the inside of that right foot, and that knee is gonna be hugged in close to the shoulder, okay? So you can shift back and forth if that feels good, or you can always lay that left knee down. Either way you do it, you're gonna feel a pretty good stretch in those left hip flexors. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit, okay? So kind of just get into those breaths again, starting relaxing into this. If you wanna go down to your forearms, if you can do that, you can do that. If you have blocks, you can always stack the blocks and place your forearms on top of those. I'm cheating. But closing down the eyes if you want to. We're gonna be here for about 2 more breaths. Last breath here. And we're gonna straighten out the arms again, moving those blocks out of the way, and we're gonna move into pigeon pose. So we're gonna heel toe that foot in between the hands at first, and then we're gonna take that right ankle behind the left wrist, and we're gonna let that right knee go behind the right wrist, okay? You can pull that, the closer your right foot is into your groin, the easier it's going to be, okay? You're gonna look back, you're gonna make sure that that left leg is straight out from that left hip, okay? If this is too much, you can always sit down and have two 90-degree angles here, okay? Because it's still gonna stretch out that right hip, all right? Wherever you're at here, or you can grab one of your cushions or a block and place it underneath that right thigh, okay? Whatever feels good. All right. So we're gonna slowly, if it feels good, folding forward. And we're gonna hang out here for a little bit. If you've got a block, you can always rest your forehead on a block, or you can stack your fists and rest your forehead on your fists. We're gonna be here for a couple breaths. One more breath here. And we're gonna place the hands onto the mat. We're gonna lift the chest back up. We're gonna go all the way onto the outside of that right hip. We're gonna bring that left leg straight out in front so that the sole of the right foot is on the inner thigh of that left leg. Great job. We're gonna inhale the arms up. And on an exhale, we're gonna fold forward. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This makes me so happy. One more breath here. And we're gonna lift the chest back up. We're gonna take that right ankle on top of the left thigh this time. And we're gonna plant that left foot onto the mat. So if this feels good, stay here. If you need more of a stretch for that right hip, we're going to stack the shins. Okay, so that your right ankle is on top of your left knee and your right knee is on top of your left ankle, okay? You look down, there should be a triangle. If you're here, you can fold forward. So you're either here or in that figure four stretch. We're gonna be here for a couple breaths. Great job, guys. Last breath here. And if you're folded forward, go ahead and lift the chest up. And we're gonna take the soles of the feet together. And we're gonna bring the knees out wide. So you're either here, or if it feels better, taking the hands behind, or taking the hands and taking the elbows down into the calves maybe and folding forward. So whatever gives you a good stretch here. One more breath here. And sitting back up, lifting the chest. We're gonna cross the ankles. We're gonna scoot the butt back again. We're gonna go through a soft vinyasa. So keeping the knees out wide, walking the hands forward, letting the hips dip down. Maybe a bend in the elbows. And finding downward facing dog, hips lifting up high. Great job. We're gonna inhale that left leg up. We're gonna bend and open up that hip, and we're gonna take a couple circles, clockwise, counterclockwise. And we're gonna inhale that left leg up. And on an exhale, we're gonna place it on the outside of that left hand. So we're gonna find lizard lunge here. So same thing like on the other side. Staying here, rocking back and forth, or going onto that right knee, or going down into your forearms. Probably one side is tighter than the other. We've got Casey and JoJo playing right now. All right. From here, we're going to heel toe that foot so that the ankle is behind that right wrist, and we're going to find that pigeon pose again. So remember the harder, I can't spit out my words, the more level your shin is to the top of the mat, the harder it's going to be. So if you need to bring that in more towards your groin, do that. And we're going to slowly folding forward. So maybe you're on your forearms. You can always stack your fists and let your forehead rest on there, or find a block or a cushion. Two more breaths here. Last one. And slowly placing the hands into the mat, lifting the chest up. We're going to go all the way onto that left hip. We're going to bring that right leg out straight out in front. So that the sole of that left foot is on the inside of that right leg. We're going to inhale the arms up. And we're going to exhaling, folding. Great job. And slowly lifting the chest back up, letting go of the foot. We're going to extend that left leg out to meet the right. We're going to inhale the arms up. Remember, bending the knees if you need to. You can do that too. But we're going to fold forward. Great job. One more breath here. And slowly letting go of that. We're going to go all the way down to our backs. Slowly rolling down all the way. And we're going to take the soles of the feet onto the mat. We're going to windshield wiper the knees. So dropping the knees to the right. Dropping the knees to the left. And coming back to center. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe taking a couple circles clockwise and counterclockwise. Loosen up that back. And if you want to, you can go into happy baby from here by reaching through the inside of the knees, from the outside of the feet, and bringing the knees in closer to the shoulders. Now you straighten out one leg and then the other. You can straighten out both legs if that feels good. Or you can just stay with the knees hugged in. We're going to be here for one more breath. And we're going to slowly bring the legs all the way down. We're going to find whatever position you feel comfortable in. We're going to find our Shavasana. So any position with the legs and the arms that feel good. You can keep the knees bent up if your back is bothering you. You can keep the arms above the head if you need more space for the lungs. I'm going to close down the eyes. I'm going to relax the point in between the brows. Relaxing the jaw. And starting to bring a little bit of life back into the fingers, wiggling the toes. And extending the legs out straight if they aren't already. Bring the thighs to touch and the arms above the head for one big full body stretch, getting as long as you can. And bringing the knees into the chest, giving yourself one last squeeze. And slowly rolling over onto that right side, using your right arm as a pillow. Breathing in all the positive, and letting go of all the negative. And slowly pressing yourselves up into a nice, comfortable seat. Eyes closed down and hands together at heart center. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining me. I hope you all stay nice and safe and healthy. The light within me sees and loves the light within you. Namaste.